Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 234 based on novel. So let's start. Wang Lin's expression was calm as he clasped his hands and calmly said, "I have lost my way. I'm wondering what domain of the All-Heaven star system this is. What is the name of this planet?" The middle-aged man pondered before taking a step back and saying, "This is the Western domain and this is planet Black Earth. What is your name?" Wang Lin looked at the middle-aged man and didn't answer. He took out a jade and checked it with his divine sense. He found the location of planet Black Earth and determined his location. At this moment, the middle-aged man took a few steps back. His right hand touched his bag and a jade appeared in his hand. His expression became focused as he checked the jade. When the Yao family sent out the heaven order, the Yao family members carved Shumu's appearance on jades and sent them to many families. If someone provided a clue about the target of a heaven order, then they would be greatly rewarded. The middle-aged man's heart pounded as he checked the jade. Aside from the clothes, the person inside the jade was almost exactly the same as the person before him. Shumu. He is Shumu. A wave was set off within the middle-aged man, but his expression didn't reveal a trace of it. The middle-aged man's expression was neutral and then he smiled. "Fellow cultivator rushed all the way here. Why not stay here and rest for a few days before leaving?" Wang Lin withdrew the jade and looked at the middle-aged man, especially at the jade in the middle-aged man's hand. He calmly said, "No need." With that, he charged into the distance. Behind him, the chosen immortal clan expressionlessly followed him. The hundreds of rays of light quickly disappeared into the distance. One of the old men looked at Wang Lin and company disappearing and said, "Brother Ouyang, these people's background is unknown. Why did you invite them to our planet? Right now we must go into closed-door cultivation and strive to take a celestial title. Brother Chen, don't you think that person looked a bit familiar?" The middle-aged man's eyes lit up and he threw the jade in his hand. The two old men were startled. After carefully looking at the jade, their expressions changed greatly. It was actually him. Rumor has it that this person has been missing for a long time. He unexpectedly appeared here. The Yao family rewards people who provide any clue. If this works out, then taking a celestial title will be a lot easier. The middle-aged man licked his lip and his eyes flooded with greed. One of the old men hesitated and said, "However, this Shumu isn't a nobody. If we reveal his location, will he come to take revenge? No need to worry. He won't have a chance to retaliate against us as he will be killed by the Yao family." The middle-aged man sneered as he took back the jade. He clenched his teeth and immediately crushed the jade. It turned into mist. The mist moved and condensed into an illusory figure. This was a figure of a youth. He had an extremely arrogant expression. Planet Black Earth's Ouyang Kun greets Yao family's sky messenger. "I just found a trace of Shumu." Wang Lin moved extremely fast through the stars with hundreds of rays of light following him, charging into the distance. While flying, Wang Lin pondered. That middle-aged man was a bit strange. However, I'm not acquainted with him nor have I met him in the past. Maybe I'm paranoid. As Wang Lin pondered, there was a flash of coldness in his eyes and he stopped. The chosen immortal clan members all stopped and looked at Wang Lin. Wang Lin slapped his bag of holding and took out a map jade. After leaving behind a mark, he threw it to the chosen immortal clan ancestor. He calmly said, "I put a marker on the location of planet Qingling. You all head over here, I'll catch up later." The old man silently pondered and took the jade. After examining it, he looked at Wang Lin and respectfully said, "Since that is the case, we will head out first. Benefactor, let us meet on planet Qingling." Wang Lin slightly nodded and watched the chosen immortal clan leave. After they left, Wang Lin turned around and took a step toward planet Black Earth. The three people at planet Black Earth were acting strangely. There might be a problem there, it is better to be cautious. Ripples appeared under his feet. After one step, he took another step and more ripples appeared. He merged with the world without any hindrance. At the moment he raised his foot for the third step, he disappeared completely. Outside planet Black Earth, the middle-aged man had just finished speaking. The eyes of the youth formed by the mist shined brightly. There was a trace of excitement on his face as he said, "Very good, I'll report the clue you three have given to the family. If it is true, then there naturally won't be any lacking of benefits for you three." After he spoke, the mist disappeared. The middle-aged man's eyes were filled with joy. He looked back at his two companions and laughed. "This is very simple. We just have to provide clues and that Shumu will without a doubt die. Why should we let others get this benefit? It is heaven's will to give us this opportunity, otherwise why would Shumu come here instead of another cultivation planet?" The two old men silently pondered and wryly smiled. Now that the matter was already set, it was impossible to change. However, there was a shadow of worry that wouldn't disappear in their hearts. "I hope Shumu isn't as strong as the legend says and that he gets killed by the Yao family. If he finds out that his whereabouts were leaked by us, I fear." Just as the old man said this, his expression changed greatly. He looked behind the middle-aged man and his face immediately turned pale without a trace of blood. The other old man's body shivered. His eyes revealed a look of disbelief and he exclaimed, Shumu?" At this moment, all the hair on the middle-aged man's body stood up and a chill appeared in his heart. He didn't dare to move or turn around at all, as if he was shocked by lightning. A ripple appeared in the void behind the middle-aged man and Wang Lin walked out. His eyes were filled with killing intent so strong that it was also corporeal. "The three of you got guts." When Wang Lin appeared, his two fingers formed a sword. With one step, he pressed it directly on the back of the middle-aged man's head. Popping sounds echoed inside the middle-aged man. He then coughed out a large amount of blood and a large amount of blood sprayed out of his body. As he flew out in an arc, his body collapsed and his origin soul tried to escape. However, his origin soul was immediately caught by Wang Lin, who was filled with killing intent. This scene was like a giant hammer slamming into the chests of the two old men. This caused them to be filled with terror. The two of them didn't hesitate to retreat while screaming. Holding the middle-aged man's origin soul, Wang Lin coldly looked at the two people escaping in two different directions. He didn't personally pursue, but a shadow appeared from behind him. Tarshan rushed out and chased after them. There was no difficulty in killing two frightened illusory yin cultivators with Tarshan's corporeal yang celestial guard body. "Senior, please have mercy." Junior's cultivation was not easily obtained. "Senior, have mercy." The middle-aged man was scared out of his wits. His origin soul was constantly begging for mercy in Wang Lin's hand. Wang Lin's expression was cold as his left hand pressed down on the middle-aged man's origin soul. Origin energy rushed into his left hand and he began searching the origin soul's memories. The middle-aged man's origin soul was startled and started to wither. His face was filled with pain and his origin soul was trembling as if it could collapse at any time. He could clearly feel that his origin soul was being violently probed by a giant hand as if it was searching for something. The intense pain was enough for him to almost go crazy. Under this pain, he was washed over with boundless regret. This regret slowly spread across his origin soul, causing it to gradually dissipate. Sometimes, thousands of years of cultivation would turn to dust due to one wrong choice. When Wang Lin extracted the middle-aged man's memories, Wang Lin's eyes became even colder. In the end, he was like a half-unsheathed sword and monstrous killing intent built up inside him. Wang Lin muttered, "So this is how it is." At this moment, popping sounds came from the distance. Each of Tarshan's hands was holding an origin soul and a bag when he returned. Same as before, Wang Lin used the soul-searching spell on the other two origin souls. Combining the memories of the three, Wang Lin gained a clear understanding of what happened while he was trapped. He naturally wouldn't let the origin souls of three people that offended him go. He threw them into the soul flag to be used as food for using called the wind. As for the three's bags of holding, Wang Lin checked them and found some magical treasures. He took them out and crushed them one by one. Then he spat out essence origin energy to turn them into liquid before fusing them into Tarshan's body. The power of a celestial guard's body mainly came from the rare heavenly treasures mentioned in the celestial jade. However, those heavenly treasures had long since been extinct. So Wang Lin could only do the next best thing. He extracted various treasures for materials to make the celestial guard stronger and stronger. There were also 2 pieces of jade inside their bags. According to their memories, these jades were used to contact the Yao family. It could be said that the Yao family had deployed a great deal of force to deal with him. Almost every cultivator in the All-Heaven Star system that was in the second step had a copy of this jade. A portrait of Wang Lin was included in the jade. Holding the 2 jades, Wang Lin had a gloomy expression. He looked into the distance. Yao. The heads of the 4 great families. What reason are they hunting me for? Wang Lin silently pondered. He had a lot of grudges against the 4 great families, especially the Yao family. Not only did the matter with the blood ancestor occur, there was also the incident with the young master of the Yao family. There was also the matter with the collection pavilion. It shouldn't be the blood ancestor. The blood ancestor knows my real name, so if it was because of the blood ancestor, then the name on the heaven order would not be Shumu, it would be Wang Lin. However, it is possible that because my real name was never used and the name Shumu is much more familiar, the Yao family decided to use Shumu for the heaven order. Similarly, the young master of the Yao family that wanted to kill Li Yun also died by my hand. With the Yao family's strength, they must have some spells to know about the deaths of their family members. It is unlikely because of the collection pavilion. The collapse of the Thunder Celestial Realm makes that very unlikely. As Wang Lin pondered, his heart was filled with killing intent. Heaven Order. This reminds me of the 10,000 Devil 100-day kill order. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he flew forward. He turned into a meteor and rushed off among the stars. The Yao family is too big, so there is no safe place in the All-Heaven Star system. Also, there are certainly people as strong and even stronger than the blood ancestor. Wang Lin frowned and his heart became gloomy. As he flew, ripples appeared under his feet. Half of his body had merged with the world, but he didn't use spatial bending. He kept this state as he continued to move forward. He wanted to calculate how long it would take for the Yao family to send people to kill him after receiving his whereabouts. Not long after, Wang Lin stopped and his eyes lit up. He saw 7 rays of sword energy charging straight at him. At the same time, there were also 7 rays of light rushing over from the left and right. 7 rays of light also rushed over from behind Wang Lin. It seemed like all directions were blocked. Wang Lin's eyes turned cold and he muttered, from receiving the information to now, only the time for 2 incense sticks to burn has passed. It seems like the Yao family members are spread across the All-Heaven Star system. Wang Lin's body didn't move. He swept everyone with his gaze and his eyes narrowed. That's incorrect, not all of these people can be from the Yao family. Otherwise, the Yao family would have too many people. It is likely that the Yao family sent their family members across the All-Heaven system. Then they contacted the nearby cultivation planets so they can find me in a short period of time. After confirming his speculation, Wang Lin's eyes became filled with killing intent and he muttered, I haven't slaughtered in a long time. I can't kill the old ones, but I'll kill the young ones as they come. Killing intent filled Wang Lin's body. He was originally not a kind person. Right now he was surrounded by 28 cultivators who were also filled with killing intent. It was clear they held the idea of killing him. With a sweep of his divine sense, Wang Lin clearly saw through the cultivation of the 28 cultivators. The 7 to the left were the weakest. Among these 7 rays of light, 4 of them were illusory Yi cultivators and the remaining 3 were peak ascendant cultivators, all rushing at him filled killing intent. The ripples around Wang Lin spread across his body as he took a step to the left with a cold expression. In an instant, Wang Lin's figure disappeared and the expressions of the cultivators locked onto him immediately changed. At the same time, a ripple appeared beside the 7 rays of light from the left as Wang Lin stepped out. At the moment he appeared, he raised his 2 fingers like a sword and mercilessly chopped down. A heavenly chop suddenly appeared and charged forward like an invisible blade. The three peak ascendant cultivators immediately let out miserable groans as their bodies collapsed and died. There were popping sounds and then a large mist of blood filled the area. The expressions of the remaining four changed greatly and they immediately spread out. However, in the eyes of Wang Lin, who was at the corporeal yang stage, they were too slow. His eyes were filled with killing intent as he chased after one of the illusory yin cultivators. This cultivator was a middle-aged man. Facing Wang Lin's pursuit, he revealed a vicious gaze. His hand formed a seal and the origin energy in his body surged. He was about to use an origin energy spell. Wang Lin revealed a sneer as his body flickered and he pointed forward. The middle-aged man suddenly stopped and Wang Lin charged forward. Wang Lin's foot stepped on the middle-aged man's forehead as if he was using him as a stepping stone. There was a bang, then the middle-aged man's body exploded and his origin soul flew out in panic. However, a black mist came out from the soul flag Wang Lin had taken out and wrapped around the origin soul. All of this happened in a flash and Wang Lin had already killed 4 people. The smell of blood filled the area. At this moment, the other 3 groups quickly approached Wang Lin. Shouts and roars filled the starry sky as various magical treasures and spells were used by the cultivators, and they were all directed at Wang Lin. The most powerful attacks came from 3 people. They were all old men and their cultivations weren't any weaker than Wang Lin's. One of them was even slightly above Wang Lin, having reached the peak of the corporeal yang stage. No matter how strong Wang Lin was, if the attack of more than 20 cultivators landed on his body, if he didn't die, he would be seriously injured. However, Wang Lin's eyes were calm. His eyes revealed a cold gaze and the killing intent inside his body continued to grow. He took a step forward. When he was flying before, he wasn't unprepared. He remained half-merged with the world, as under this state he could use spatial bending even faster. With one step, Wang Lin's body disappeared and those attacks that suddenly lost their target missed. Wang Lin's body suddenly appeared behind a corporeal yang cultivator. At the moment Wang Lin appeared, he used Heavenly Chop with no hesitation. The cultivator's body trembled before he could even react. This cultivator was at the corporeal yang stage, so he activated his origin energy to resist. Just as he was forming a seal while disregarding the pain from his body, Wang Lin's finger suddenly pressed against his back. The cultivator's body collapsed with a bang. As soon as his origin soul flew out, it was caught by the soul flag. At the same time, Wang Lin took a step backward and disappeared once more. All of this happened too quickly. When the surrounding cultivators reacted, Wang Lin had already disappeared. Wang Lin had seen the path to the 3rd step and had mastered spatial bending. He could be completely invincible in a battle like this. This was how Celestial Lord Qing Shui used this to battle hundreds of cultivators without taking any damage. Wang Lin had managed to learn this from him. This bizarre killing method shocked the surrounding cultivators greatly and the peak corporeal young old man's expression became extremely gloomy. He could feel that the other party's cultivation level was about same as his and that he slightly exceeded it. However, that strange spell that the other party used made him very scared. This is definitely not teleportation or greater teleportation. The old man's expression was gloomy as he touched his bag and took out a silver bell. He immediately shook the bell. The sound of the bell ringing caused a large ripple to spread. It interfered with the origin energy around the area. There are still 22 people. Wang Lin's body flickered and appeared behind a peak late-stage ascendant cultivator. As the cultivator's pupils shrank, Wang Lin raised his hand and used Heavenly Chop. There was no sword energy, but the cultivator's body was split in half and then collapsed. As for his origin soul, it wasn't strong enough to catch Wang Lin's eye, but it was still taken by the soul flag. At the same time, Wang Lin looked gloomily at the old man ringing the bell. That treasure was a bit strange, it was able to disrupt the origin energy around the area. Although it didn't affect Wang Lin much, if it continued, it might slow Wang Lin down. With a cold snort, a shadow flickered behind Wang Lin and Ta Shan stepped out. Ta Shan completely ignored the surrounding cultivators and charged toward the old man. As Ta Shan flew out, his right hand formed a fist and he threw a punch. His punch broke the sound barrier and rushed toward the old man. The battle with the two was extremely fierce and explosions echoed everywhere. The old man kept retreating as he used various spells, but his expression was extremely gloomy. Any spell and treasure that landed on Tarshan had no effect on him. It was as if he knew no pain and had a body of steel, and he continued to attack. At the moment Tarshan rushed out, Wang Lin took a step out. This time he didn't merge with the world but opened his mouth to allow the celestial sealing stamp to fly out. It expanded until it was 100 feet wide and then mercilessly smashed down. The celestial sealing stamp caused a loud roar as it smashed down. The expressions of the two cultivators under it changed and they wanted to escape. However, just then, Wang Lin said, "Seal," and a large amount of seals flew off the celestial sealing stamp. This immediately sealed all of the two cultivators' escape methods. At the same time, the stamp landed and their bodies were smashed with a bang. Even their origin souls were broken, but they didn't dissipate. Instead there was a flash of golden light and their origin souls were taken by the celestial sealing stamp. Among the hundreds of thousands of golden runes on the celestial sealing stamp, 2 of them became even brighter than before. It was as if they had become alive, and they were obviously different from the others. Wang Lin was a bit surprised. He didn't think the celestial sealing stamp would have such a strange effect, but it was obviously not the time to be thinking about it. Wang Lin's eyes lit up as he sneered and his body disappeared, causing all of the attacks coming at him to miss. His grim sneer caused the surrounding cultivators to feel a chill in their hearts. Aside from the old man battling with Tarshan, there were still 7 peak late-stage ascendant cultivators left. At this moment, they were truly frightened, and Shumu's prestige filled with hearts. Rumors of Shumu echoed in their hearts. The 7 panicked and then began to retreat and teleport away. They felt a lot of regret. They shouldn't have listened to the order of the Yao family to intercept Shumu. "You can't escape." Wang Lin's divine sense echoed across the void. At the same time the origin energy within the area began to distort like crazy. The 7 of them were forced out of the void from their teleportations. Wang Lin's figure rushed out like a ray of light and he passed by all 7 of them in a flash. Large amounts of blood sprayed out as Wang Lin moved through the 7 of them. There was a series of popping sounds when each of their bodies collapsed and they died. In the distance, Wang Lin paused and licked his lips. His eyes had turned red from the killing intent and he looked like a bloodthirsty demon. He stared at the cultivators not far away and softly said, "There are still 13 left." Those 13 cultivators' expressions turned pale and gloomy. They all looked at Wang Lin, and in their eyes, Wang Lin was like a wolf. Shumu's fame appeared in their hearts. One of the illusory yin cultivators clenched his teeth and his hand immediately formed a seal. The origin energy inside his body cycled and white light appeared before him. In a flash, the white light turned into a large sword before he coughed out essence origin energy. The large sword immediately became fierce, as if it could pierce the void. A majority of the cultivators around him also let out roars. In particular, the last corporeal young cultivator slapped his bag of holding, causing countless black needles to appear. He pointed at Wang Lin and all the needles flew toward Wang Lin. Behind him, the remaining cultivators all used their spells and rushed in without any hesitation. They were very fast and closed in almost an instant. Killing intent flashed across Wang Lin's eyes as he took a step back and disappeared without a trace. Just at the moment he disappeared, the corporeal young cultivator immediately opened his arms and shouted, "Teleport and disrupt the natural force in the area." Once he shouted this, all of the cultivators teleported in place. Once they started to teleport, their figures began to flicker in and out of existence. At the same time, a powerful ripple spread more than 1,000 feet and the space around the area began to twist. Very smart, but not enough. Wang Lin took a step. It was as if the ripple had no effect on him. When he appeared, he pressed his finger down on a cultivator who had decisively given up his body and escaped with his origin soul. This cultivator's body exploded in a mist of blood. As for his origin soul, it had already escaped more than 1,000 feet away and didn't look back. As the origin soul escaped, he shouted, "Fellow cultivator Shumu, from now on, No family on planet Lingming will participate in the matter between you and the Yao family. Please let me go. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he didn't chase. At this moment, the corporeal yang cultivator let out a roar and the black needles let out a black glow. They stabbed toward Wang Lin like rain. While Wang Lin sneered, he lifted his right hand and the withered Dao pair appeared. An evil aura filled the air and grey light appeared on the black needles. In an instant, they turned into stone. At the same time, grey light appeared at the feet of 3 people, including the corporeal yang cultivator. Wang Lin stepped forward and pointed at each of their foreheads. Their bodies all exploded and they died. Still 9 left. Wang Lin's voice was filled with endless coldness. While all the cultivators were filled with terror, he disappeared once more. At this moment, aside from the old man, who was still battling Tarshan, the remaining 8 people didn't hesitate to give up. Compared to the benefits the Yao family promised, their lives were much more important. It was clear Shumu was not someone they could fight against. Just by using that strange spell, no matter how many they had, Shumu would remain invincible. Unless their cultivation levels were extremely high, it would be very difficult to kill Shumu. The 8 people didn't hesitate. They quickly retreated and went in 8 different directions. Not only did the killing intent in Wang Lin's eyes not reduce, it became even stronger. His aura was like a flood as the 8 people escaped. He took a step forward and disrupted the fluctuations of origin energy around the area, causing the 8 of them unable to be teleported for a quick escape. With a thought, the celestial sealing stamp chased after 1 person. As for the withered Dao pair, it charged after 1 person as well. At the same time, Wang Lin slapped his bag of holding and the celestial sword appeared. Shuligua appeared, and without Wang Lin giving any command, he let out a strange cry as he changed after one of the escaping cultivators. Shuligua had some fear in his heart. Although he had inherited the ancient sword intent, he had never fought an illusory yin cultivator. At this moment, he was crying in his head, "Damn it, going all out, going all out." 3 treasures started chasing after 3 different people. Wang Lin took a step forward and disappeared. In almost an instant, Wang Lin appeared beside an escaping cultivator. The cultivator's expression was filled with fear and he was about to speak when Wang Lin pressed down between the person's eyebrows with his corporeal yang cultivation. As soon as he withdrew his finger, he disappeared again. A moment later, the celestial sealing stamp and with a Dao pair returned as well. Only Shuligua hadn't returned. He cursed while controlling the celestial sword to attack. The illusory yin cultivator had an extremely gloomy expression. He didn't want to get entwined with this sword spirit. Seeing his escaping companions die one by one made the fear in his heart reach a limit. The curse from the sword spirit made him very annoyed. He activated the origin energy in his body and caused a collapse that knocked Shuligua away. He didn't want to fight, and he flew away 1,000 feet and was about to teleport away. However, the moment he teleported, his pupils shrank as Wang Lin's fingers had already landed between his eyebrows. The person collapsed and his origin soul was captured. Wang Lin's expression was indifferent as his gaze swept past Shuligua and he coldly said, "I don't need weaklings." Shuligua's heart felt cold and he quickly patted his chest as he flattered, "Master, rest assured, I." Without waiting for Shuligua to finish speaking, Wang Lin was already rushing toward where Tarshan was battling. "You're the only one left." A voice filled with killing intent spread like the wind. The old man battling Tarshan revealed a bitter expression. Just at this moment, a thick ray of sword light rushed over with an aura as it was going to tear space itself open. The corporeal young old man battling Tarshan relaxed a bit and thought, "The Yao family is finally here and I have completed my mission of intercepting Shumu." A person appeared from inside the ray of sword energy. He was same young man that appeared when the middle-aged man crushed the jade. His eyes were filled with killing intent and there was even a small amount of hidden excitement in them. "Shumu, I didn't think that I, Yao Changdong, would meet you. I'll be able to obtain great merit for this. This video will end here.